The life of King Henry VIII. Henry was born June 28, 1491 at Palace of Placentia. Henry VII and Elizabeth of York, as we know, are Henry's parents. As Henry's older brother Arthur was being prepared for the throne, Henry was being steered towards a church career with a broad education in theology, music, languages, poetry, and sports. When Arthur passed away, Henry was only 10 years old. Both Catherine of Aragon and Arthur were taken ill with a well-known malady of the time, sweating sickness. Arthur died from it April 2, 1502. Henry VII passed away April 21, 1509 at Richmond Palace. Henry VIII became king April 22. Catherine's second wedding took place on 11 June 1509, 7 years after Prince Arthur's death. She married Henry VIII, who had only just acceded the throne, in a private ceremony in the Church of Observant Friars outside Greenwich Palace. The coronation of Henry VIII and his wife Catherine took place at Westminster Abbey, London on June 24, 1509. On February 18, 1516, Catherine and Henry welcomed their baby Princess Mary. In 1527, Henry seeks permission from the Pope to divorce Catherine of Aragon but is refused. In 1532, Henry made Anne the Marquess of Pembroke. Henry and Anne formally married on 25 January 1533, after a secret wedding on November 14, 1532. On September 7, 1533, Anne and Henry welcomed their daughter, Princess Elizabeth. Henry VIII was betrothed to Jane on May 20, 1536, the day after Anne Boleyn's execution. They were married at the Palace of Whitehall in the Queen's Closet by Bishop Gardiner on May 30, 1536. Just 11 days after Anne's execution, Jane and Henry welcomed the first male heir to Henry's throne on 12 October 1537. Jane then died on October 24, 1537 due to childbirth complication. 3 years later, Henry married his fourth wife at Greenwich on 6 January 1540, but the marriage was annulled in July of that year. He found she was not as attractive as her portrait had suggested and called her a Flanders mare. Henry's fifth wife, Catherine Howard, was married by Bishop Bonner at Oatlands Palace on 28 July 1540 until Catherine's execution at Tower of London on February 13, 1542. Henry and Catherine were married on 12 July until Henry's death on January 28, 1547. Henry died on January 28, 1547 at Palace of Whitehall. Though he died from natural causes, his health was poor. He had become obese and the leg wound from his jousting accident had become ulcerated.